desert. I already moisturized my skin. You have to moisturize, obviously. I'm gonna go with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is key for the longevity of our makeup today. I want it to last all day long. But the good thing about the desert is that it's dry. So, Laneige lip mask on my lips. Always in the desert, you have to moisturize your lips. I've been using this palette by Danessa Myricks, like probably in the past 3 videos. I just can't get enough of it. I love it so much. It is so pigmented, and the color palette, it is just peachy, burgundy, red, purpley. So it's very it's amazing for this look today that I'm going for. So yeah, so I start with the lighter color always, and then I'm gonna go with a little darker, and I start building it up. And the brush, as you can see, gets smaller and smaller as it gets closer to my eye. So you see that gradient of like the lighter peach, and then comes this darker peach, and I'm gonna go very soon with the mauve, like the closer it gets to my eyes. So I love building it slowly and little by little, guys. Like I think that's the main secret here for my glam on my eye makeup. So yeah, and then I take a bigger brush and I blend. It's very important to blend, and I don't want to see any harsh lines on my eyes. Life is harsh already. We don't need to see that on our eyeshadows. So let's blend it up. And look at this. I don't know. This colors, I mean, I'm using the darker shade with a smaller brush, and I go right in the root of my eyes. Look at that. And that is kind of like where I'm gonna place very soon my eyeliner. But this is just giving a little more depth to my eyes, and by itself I could just apply mascara and just go with that. But because it's a photo shoot, it's gonna be something special. As you saw, I was wearing red, so I think this color palette is very appropriate for today's event. Yeah, so I keep blending and blending. I'm going to try to do this in one take. Going back with a peach, with the same brush. I'm using mainly Makeup by L'Oreal brushes. This is my favorite brush from the entire collection. I love how it blends my eyeshadow. It's so good. I'm going to use the Stila waterproof liquid liner. Now, it has to be waterproof. Whenever you're doing a photo shoot or an event or just living your life, I think especially for the photo, it requires waterproof products. And today we're in the desert. I'm glad it's a little drier, obviously. So do a little dance. And I have my Shiseido eyelash curler. Always curl your lashes, because this I think I didn't curl my lashes for years, but now I just started and it's kind of life-changing. I'm going to use the Dior Show waterproof mascara. Every single product mainly is waterproof today, and this mascara is incredible. I think my lashes are growing. I've been using castor oil at nighttime, and I feel like I'm having lashes. Like, I never had them. I'm not claiming to have lashes, but like, I think they are growing a little bit. So I'm gonna use the Lily lashes in the style 34th Street. They're so fluffy and gorgeous. And I'm gonna do a crunchy transition. And I'm gonna finish my eyes with a little shadow. It's done, actually. So I'm gonna use my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. What I love about this foundation is I like warming it up with my hands before I put it on my face. I think it activates the product, and this has skincare as well. But I forgot to do the color correcting, so I'm applying the foundation where I don't need to color correct, but then I'm coming back with a different product, and I will use my color corrector palette. Yeah, I just forgot there. We have the Jung Simu color corrector. I don't want to butcher their name, so I don't know why I pronounced that. But it's a Korean palette. I'm using the orange and the peach for my mustache area to cover any gray. And to the sides of my nose, I apply the green for redness. I think it works amazingly. And for my lips, for the sides of my lips, I use a yellowish. And I, again, go back with the foundation. Now I apply it all over the face. And I'm going to use a damp beauty blender and I'm going to spray some of the Fix Plus. This is going to make the foundation last all day long. I promise you, I got home, I still had my makeup on and it was untouched. Like it looked like it lasted the whole photo shoot. So, you know, yeah, this works even with humidity. Coming back with the concealer palette, I'm using the lilac color underneath my eyes. This will cancel poor sleep, poor choices. Yeah, this is gonna camouflage your under eye. Look at that, how much brighter it is. And I'm gonna blend with the beauty blender with nothing on it, just to blend it more. And as you can see, this foundation is so radiant. I love the sheen. And I'm gonna use It Cosmetics concealer. This concealer has a medium to full, no, actually just a medium coverage. Today in this era, I don't need a full coverage concealer, which I'm so grateful. Here's a little dance for you. And I'm gonna blend it with this brush from Sephora. I love this brush because it's almost like it works as a finger, you know. I call it like a finger brush, honestly. It's like it blends your makeup like your finger and it gets where you want. So yeah, like right in the inner corner of the eyes. And I dab the brush. I don't rub it, you know. I think that is better concealer application. I can't believe I'm doing this in all one take. Oh my god. I'm very impressed with myself because, you know, I'm gonna use this beauty blender and not adding anything. I'm just blending, just to give it a little more blurring effect on the makeup. Look at that. I love this. This is looking so radiant. It's gonna be so great for today's event. The next step, I'm using the NARS Full Dimension palette and I'm using it to contour my nose. Okay, I don't usually contour my nose, but underneath, yes, I do. But on the sides of my nose, because today we're doing a photo shoot, I decided to contour because it is actually gonna bring me more definition on my eyes, and I can see in the photos and in the videos, my nose does look a little more snatched, and you see how snatched it's gonna be. Look at that. And I snatched it even more with a powder. I didn't have coffee, I don't know why. So the Laura Mercier powder, in the shade Rose, look at the difference. It is so blurring and it's very light reflecting as well, but I use it not only to blur my pores, but to make my nose skinnier. Look how my nose looks like right now. It is almost like borderline Michael Jackson. I think that's why I don't contour my nose anymore, because I think it's so thin already. If I contour, it looks really skinny. But you know, for a photo shoot, I think it works. I'm coming back with that ground. What are you doing? Groundwork Romance palette. It's a romance blooming burgundy peachy palette, and I think it's so soothing for this look. I think it matches the energy completely. I'm using the peach and the darker peach underneath my eyes. Patrick Ta eye pencil in burgundy. So instead of using black or brown, if you have brown eyes, the burgundy pencil is literally going to change your life because it changed mine years ago when I discovered, and I never looked back. I'm using the liner to create that cat eye shape. And the Makeup by Mario palette underneath my eyes, I like to create a little more definition underneath. And this palette is a little cool toned, so I love it because it contours my eyes. The Groundwork palette is very warm, so this brings me a little more, you know, that contour effect. But I'm coming back with the Blooming Romance palette. Danessa Myricks with a smaller brush. This is Makeup by Ariel, the Makeup by Ariel collection. I have like a bunch of these. I love these brushes. And yeah, it intensifies my eyes. Look at the difference. Yeah, I am using this brush to finish up my face. In this Makeup by Mario palette, I'm gonna clean up with a lighter eyeshadow. Just clean up some mistakes here and there. The Patrick Ta eyebrow gel, love a brushed up brow. So as you can see, I brush it towards my brows and then I back and forth. So this actually gives the brow a little more product build. And you go against and then you go with the direction you want. I love that, and it gives you that lifted brow look. And I go back with my eyebrow pencil. This is Anastasia, but I already had my brows previously kind of done before I started the video. I'm just touching it up. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This is amazing to warm up your face. I love bronzer. I was gonna contour my cheekbones, but I decided not to. I'm just using more bronzer because it's a desert. I want to look sun-kissed, and this is in the shade medium. And look how warmer my face looks. I love bronzer. I honestly prefer blush, but bronzer for this event, I think it is. Look at that. I love the difference. Makeup by Mario blush in Desert Rose. I love the name. It's very fitting for today's desert photo shoot. And it's almost like a rose in the desert. I think that's very poetic, honestly. Like when you create beauty in a very wasteland, dry place, I think it's super poetic. So very fitting for this glam. I'm gonna contour my jaw with that contour shade. And because it's a photo shoot, I'm gonna contour. Usually I don't do this step, I skip it. But this is amazing to really define your jawline. I know my jaw is already defined, but I do like to enhance it for the photos. Makeup Forever, a little bit of powder. And I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty Liquid Luminizer. This is a must. Any highlighter, honestly, but this is incredible. I love how this blends and it looks natural, but still, it's still there. And it's super luminizing. Like, I really love it. This is in the shade Enchanted, I believe. But any Rare Beauty Luminizer, it looks really good. And I'm using a little bit on my nose as well. This is a powder highlighter, and I use it with a small brush. Look how petite my nose looks. The One Size lip liner in the shade Outer Line. I don't like to overline my lips too much, but I do in the center of on my Cupid's bow. But I normalize it. I go back to the natural shape. And I do a little bit overdrawing on the bottom lip as well. I can't believe I'm doing it in one take. Wow, I'm very impressed. I love this lip liner in red as well. Look at that. I'm gonna use this MAC matte lipstick in the shade Mull It Over. And it's just a beautiful nude that is just goes with anything. I think because my eyes are so intense, I decided not to go for like a red lip. And then I define my lips as well with a little bit of concealer. This is just the cherry on top. It does a lot of difference. I'm gonna cut my jaw and my cheekbones with a little bit of powder. This is gonna define my cheekbones even more. And look at the difference. My cheekbones are completely highlighted now. And then you just bake it. I think that's what we call. And then we just wait a little bit. I love this trick. And look at the difference. I mean, my cheeks are there. What was that? And then I come back with that concealer palette and I just do a little finishing touch here and there, adding some highlight on my nose. You know, this is a very versatile palette. You can apply over powder and it doesn't mudge your makeup. I love it. I think it's done. My hair was already done. And I think we're ready for the desert. This is it. I'm ready for my photo shoot in the desert. This is me editing. I love that. And I think the results were really incredible. I think I love this glam. Why not go to the desert, wear red, just take some pictures. I know this is exercising my creative modeling muscle. Thanks to Vance, the photographer, for the amazing talent. This dress is Miu Miu's and the boots are Diesel. And I had this fabric going on. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.